guys, today I'm gonna give you guys an actual tutorial video on something. Isn't gaming, we're gonna be talking about Launchpads today. So I'll be teaching you guys how to set up everything you need for Ableton Live. I'm using Lite because I can't afford the full version, so I'm just using Ableton Live Lite at the moment. So that's the one I'll be teaching you guys. Anyway, let's just get into it. Okay, so first thing you're gonna want to do. This is what you first get when you open up Ableton. You get all this down the side. We won't worry about that for the moment. You have all these MIDI tracks and these audio tracks and this down there. Don't really mess around with these too much. We're just gonna be messing around with mostly just these, mostly the MIDI. So first thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to go to our preferences. You just press Control and comma, but yeah, you just go to preferences, and then you're gonna want to go to link MIDI, and then control surface. You just select what launchpad you're using or what control surface you're using. Excuse me. For the sake of this video, I'm just using a Launchpad Mark II. That's the Launchpad I'm using. This is what I do here is very similar for the Pro. I think the Launchpad S and Mini are a bit different, but for Launchpad Pro, this is pretty much the same. So you select your Launchpad, and then input should automatically be selected it should automatically come up like for your input for your Launchpad. Don't worry about the retinas. That's just plugins and stuff I'm messing around with. So select your Launchpad Mark II for your input and your output. So and then down here it will say all your MIDI ports, and just find your input and output for your Launchpad Mark II input, Launchpad Mark II output. Just enable everything here, and then what else we need to do in preferences? We need to go to our audio, select your audio driver, like your input, your output. That's just my speakers. I'm just using my default audio driver, so that's pretty much all we need there. Okay, but firstly, so once you've got your Launchpad set up, you can, normally when you first set it up, it'll be in session mode, like what you see here, and then you would, you see these buttons don't really do anything at the moment. So what you're gonna wanna do, I think I actually deleted something. That's a bit of a pain. No, it didn't, no. Okay, so what we're gonna do, so as you can see, you go to user 1, that's main mode we're gonna be using, it's user 1. So we're going to, so you see I'm pressing buttons, nothing's happening. You can tell that if there's output by up in the top corners, the top right hand corner. You can see the very top right hand corner, there's an orange square that keeps going on and off. That means that you are getting output. So if that turns on, that's really good. So but up here, there where it says like the ticking percentages and stuff, where it goes like, well, at the moment it says 3% or 2%. That's your CPU load meter. So you want that to be really low because that's CPU and stuff. But yeah, so don't worry about that. That's MIDI mapping, key map, just stuff like that. So if you want to get lights, first thing you're gonna want to do, you can just have it put for all ins and all channels at the moment. That doesn't really matter. So select your MIDI that you want, which could be any MIDI. So once you've got to just click on this little clock here, kinda. That's your recording button. So that just means that it's enabled. So once you click on that, you can then select your so you just keep it on auto. That's fine for now. Then go down to where it says your output drop down. You just want to select just Launchpad Mark II output and stuff like that, or whatever Launchpad. And the channel, if it's S and Mini, I believe it's either channel 1 or 3 for S and Mini, but I know for sure for Mark II and Pro, it's channel 6. So now, if we press buttons, you can see we have little orange light, but yeah, it's not going to be very useful for actually doing a cover. You wouldn't want just one light. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to our MIDI, and we're going to drag in, we're going to go to MIDI effects. I think it's actually covered up by my face, by my webcam. So, but yeah, it's in another video. It's like it's just up where my webcam is pretty much. You just go to MIDI effects, and you want to drag in a MIDI effect rack into your MIDI track that you have armed for the lights and everything. Speaking of that, we should just rename this one just so we remember. Lights. So that's our lights MIDI track. But now you see here we have this MIDI effect rack. You can, so if we press this button here, it'll show we can select keys, which basically is, we can, if you make a chain, so one of the things we can do, we can just select like what chain the buttons are for and stuff. But we're just going to be focusing, you can select the macro, so whatever, so what page you want what page you want your lights to be on, but we won't worry about that at the moment. So you want to go to this, click on the show or hide chain list, then you want to go to keys are ended up, and then you want to create chain. And now that we've got a chain, we can see now so say we want this button here to light up. The button right here, you can see that on the screen there's a little red, there's a red one, there's like the key's gone red. So you can just double tap on this green bar, and then it'll go to that specific spot, that specific key. But now you see none of these ones will work, but this one will. So only this button will work. So, but then what we can do, if we go to this chain, we can drop in our other MIDI effects. So if we wanted to go, hang on, no, I don't know what's happening. No, sorry guys. Mouse is gone really slow. I think my mouse is nearly out of battery. Well, that's a shame, but anyway, it should be good for this video. So we're going to drag in let's just see which one we want. Firstly, this is a simple one. We can go get velocity. Velocity is pretty much just color. That's basically what it means. Simplified down, it just means color. So you see where it says so it says output out high, which I think that just means output high. So you see it's orange. You can just click on that. You can just type in any number between 1 and 127, and then it'll change the color. But what you can just do, if you just want to see which ones they are, you can just Google like the palette and stuff, or you can just keep pressing the arrow keys to select. Let's see what color we want. We want a nice blue. There we go. So we got a nice blue. We can also set it to random, so that basically means we can select so it's a random color. You set that to max, it's a random color every time, and you can change the range and stuff from the lowest to the highest. So say you only want like 2 outputs or something, you can do that. We'll turn the random off for now. Okay, and another thing you can do, if you can create multiple chains, so you know how only that one light lights up. So say we want these 2 lights. So we've got this light doing that. We're doing the so we've already got this light doing the just lighting up and stuff. So say that, what's happening with the velocities? I don't know. Something's buggered out of it. Oh yeah. So we go to, so say we want only these 2 buttons. So I think what we can do, we can just hold this and just double tap. And no, because that selects the whole range. So we just got to select. So we just want this button. So now we've got the button below it. So now we've got the button we already assigned as the blue, and we've got the orange now. But none of the other buttons do anything special. So say we want this blue button, we'll just delete this for now because that's just gonna get in the way. So we want this blue button. It's just one line, not very interesting. So what we can put in, this is one of the things we're going to be using a lot, is a chord. If I can actually get it in. So a chord. This basically, so firstly, the way a Launchpad works is it doesn't count, when it says by like semitones and stuff, like it counts by semitones, it doesn't count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It counts like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it jumps up to here, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so forth till it gets up to here, and then it shoots back down there. So pretty weird. But okay, so say we want it to be 1 semitone high. So you say we want a different note to be 1 semitone higher. We'll go to Shift 1 and we can type a 1. Then to be 1 semitone higher, and it should just end up right here, right there. But you can also put it in negative. So say we want it to be like, let's see what we can do. So we can put this one as 2 semitones, then this one is 3 semitones, so it's like that. Then we can put it as another, then we can put negative 1 semitone, negative 2 semitones, and negative 3 semitones, and then we've got whoopsies, wrong thing, I meant negative 5. This should work. Negative 6, negative 7. So yep. Oopsies. I'm bad at this. Okay, anyway, so now we've got our first light effect. So pretty cool. Not the greatest light effect in the world, but it's pretty good. Another thing we can add to that is an arpeggiator. This is basically what you use to create strobes. So you see, we hold it down, and then it'll go like this, but that's pretty slow, so we don't want that, really. So we want it to go. Wait, so I think if we turn the gate up, so it'll go. So it's just working in that pattern at the moment. That's not bad. But say we just want it to go. So we want it to also, we can also make it so it'll switch to color. Oops. So we can set it, we can also set the rate. So we only want it to go, we don't want it to go very fast at all. We can set that. And I think we can also set the time that the notes will stay on for, somehow. No, it doesn't matter. So we can go velocity. This is something cool. We'll just set this back at 16. I mean at 12. I mean, yeah, 16. So that's one thing. That's the default. So we don't. So we can also make so it doesn't repeat. So it'll only do it once. But we can also make the velocity. So we set the velocity on. We can have the target at, so now it's switching through all the velocities. Or we can do some really interesting things if we set the randomizer up high. And then it will get random lights every time. So that's pretty cool. But let's say we now want, so we can, create another chain. And we say we just want a whole half of this to light up. I think I can remember how to do this. So if we go chain, so no, we just go drop a MIDI effect rack. Do we? Or do we not? Actually, I don't think so. Actually, I need to check, I forget. Okay, I don't think so. So we need to drop our velocity in. So we'll just set the velocity as, I don't know, 32. That's a nice teal, okay. So we want the whole, like, I just want this square. I think, well, the main thing we're going to be using is the chord. So I think if we go 1 semitone, 2 semitone, then 3 semitone, that's just a row. 3 semitones, then we go 4 semitones. Yep, so, okay, no, that was just glitching out before. So we've got 1 row, but then we want that to be shifted. Yes. Deja vu. Okay. Okay, but say we just want, we want it to now go, we just want everything to be duplicated up. So that's the whole row. So then we want that to go up by 4 semitones, I believe. Or was it 2? No, it was 4. So we go 4 semitones. Then we can go 8 semitones. Then we can go, I think it went to 16. I think it went straight to 16 semitones. So we go, yeah, we got 4 semitones. Wait, okay. Was it 16? I thought it was 16. I don't know what's working. Oh yeah, we got side lights too. So maybe it was 12, I don't know. Yep, 12. So that'll duplicate that up. So we got this whole row. But I think that we can do something cool with the strobe. So the arpeggiator, if we get the arpeggiator, I haven't actually tried this, so this is going to be just trial and error. I think we can make it go. You can make it shift. Distance 24 semitones, I don't know. Negative 24 semitones, I don't know. Well, anyway, we'll just delete this arpeggiator. So we've got 1 that'll light up. So we got this one here still that does the random lights, and then we've got this one that will just light up 1 square. But if you've seen any Launchpad covers like before, you probably have noticed they have sound. Well, I'm not going to teach you guys how to sample in this tutorial. I will in a different one though, but not this one, because that'll be too much for one video. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to we're going to select the other MIDI track. So these are called tracks. Then we're going to go up to drums, which is again covered up by a face cam. And then we're going to drag our drum rack into that track. So now you see we've got this drum rack. We can put drums in and stuff, like this one. I say we can put like proper drums in, but if we just, let's say we don't really like, this is what happens if we do put proper drums in, but it's gonna have to load. And I don't even think I put it in. Oh yeah, I did, but anyway. So yeah, let's just don't do the drums. Just don't put actual drums in if you're making a cover. But oh, and another thing you may notice, the lights track deactivated. You've got a control click on them to keep them both active. But so yeah, once we got the drum rack, we want this here to play. So we go down to our samples. Ableton's got a bunch of pre-done samples. So we can just select one we like. We can just go any samples here. We can go to instruments too. And we can just go impulse, was it? I don't know. No, it doesn't matter. So we can just go samples. I delete our drum rack. Yeah, I think I deleted our drum rack. So this is what you're not supposed to do. So then yeah, we just take any sample we want. See this bass one. This bass is okay. We can stick that in here. So then when we press, why does that one keep deactivating? But yeah, when we activate them both, we do not have sound because I put it in the wrong one. So we've got to navigate this. up to the one. We can, anyway, yeah, we can just drag and drop it right onto the one we're holding. So, that'll do that. And we can trigger it to a repeat too. I'm pretty sure. So I think this is, we want it to loop. So yeah, it's still going. Okay then. Please stop. Please go away. That's okay. Well, anyway, I'll show you one. Oh, actually, so that's basically it. You just, except now, bass is gone. But now it's back. So yeah, we've done Lite effect. Cool. Audio tracks here, they're not very useful. But I'll show you guys one of my projects that I've been working on, and that I will probably do as a cover. And this one has a sound that I have sampled out. So anyway, I don't know what's going on. It's just loading up a bit. What happened here? Okay, there we go. So we go documents, then we need to go, well, this is where I saved my stuff, into my projects folder. It's really laggy for some reason. What's up with that? Close out of that. It's pretty laggy, don't know why. Okay, projects. So laggy. Okay, backspace out of that, okay. Projects, go into projects. Everything's coming up. My Monody project. So I'm working on, we don't need to save that, but I'm working on a song, on a cover for a song called Monody, which I think is one of the best songs ever created. So hopefully this will end up back out on YouTube. Yeah, but it's still loading up. Okay, so I think we've still got, let's see, we need to the samples track. I had to delete stuff because I started working on a new Lite effect, but it used to do something else and didn't used to always be this basic. But I've kind of like restarted it. So yeah, as you can see, I've sampled the song. And that's as far as I've got, but you can see. And I need to make it so that you have to hold it. That's one of the things I need to work on ASAP, because that is incredibly annoying. I'm not going to do that in this video because this video I'm pretty sure this video is done. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.